I'm 9 months pregnant with episode 8's after show. Are you ready to give birth to this finale? I hope my baby's gay. Plus, this panel has the inside scoop on where the Fab Five are going for season 4. You don't want to miss that, so let's get this roast a cooking.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz.
Having a baby?
I'm having a baby.
I didn't know.
He's out.
Oh my god, it's happening, guys.
Yeah, it's happening. Oh my god.
Dibs on the placenta.
My water just broke. Let's take shots.
I cannot. Godmother.
Sorry, you know I had to come in and be really extra because I'm back, y'all. It's been 2 episodes, but I'm so happy to be here for the season finale.
Welcome back. Right side
you.
of, well, my right side of the panel.
Right?
Yeah.
I've been gone too, actually.
Yeah.
We're all back.
God.
Fab Four here for it
I
for the
need
finale.
it. The Fab Four are here for it. This is the season finale of season 3. It went by really quick. It's episode 8. Baby on board, and I'm really, like I said, happy to be back. And to my left is beautiful Christine. Hey, Christine.
Hey guys, I'm so happy to be back as well, and also really sad because we've got quite a break before season 4, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, and I'm the hit and run baby daddy to Charles right now, Brendan Haley.
Oh. I'm the fairy godmother, Anna K. Thomas. Good to see you guys again.
Oh, I should have said who I was. I was the midwife. I'm gonna help pull
Yes.
How about that?
Call the midwife.
All that midwife. And
A hot midwife.
Hey.
Yes. And I'm the baby with the extra arm. Hey.
Oh my god! It took me a second.
Because we
I'm too
love-
wholesome for this panel.
Sorry,
We
I'm
love
so
extra
sorry.
arms.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Let's get into this wholesome Christian God-fearing episode, shall we? This is episode 8, like I said, baby on board, and our subject is a young man, kind of young, named Tony Blanco, which sounds like a clothing brand you would buy at Ross Dress for Less.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say like a discount
Nordstrom?
Yes.
soprano character
Discount Soprano?
Oh,
or Nordstrom Rack.
I was thinking like really low shelf tequila, but like
Oh my
Ooh.
god, y'all are haters.
again.
I thought Tony was cute. I like his
Oh,
name.
no, he's cute.
Oh, no,
No,
Yeah.
we're
we're
just ragging on his name.
We're
He's
talking
so
the name.
cute.
Tony Blanco reminds me of like Tony Bahama, right? Because in that
Yeah.
or something
yeah,
Bahama.
Or Tequila Blanco.
Tequila Blanco.
That's
And I
literally
love
what
me
I
some
thought of.
Tequila Blanco.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Tequila Blanco. So he and his girlfriend Bree met at Best Buy, and they have a retail romance realness, and they're expecting a baby. She's like 9 months pregnant.
Yeah,
She's super
Rowan.
pregnant.
Can I just say I've heard that story many times from like actual coworkers.
Well, like
People
a
meet at
best
Best
baby.
Buy.
Like, not necessarily at Best Buy, but who've just, shacking up at work. I worked at American Eagle, a couple of different retail places, and lo and behold, some real romances form
Really?
in retail.
What happened to American Eagle girl?
Some things in the fitting room, and then 9 months later, they had a baby.
Oh honey, the birds of prey came out.
The birds of prey.
Saying, retail. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
god, 50% off. Okay. Sorry, I'm like super extra this episode. I don't
You
know
are.
why.
We're here for it.
So, Tony has had a rough year, y'all. He lost his job. He totaled his car. He just needs a bit of a zhuzh, which is where the Fab Five come in. And whenever Bree was describing Tony and his situation, Bree is his girlfriend, was I the only one who sensed like a little bit of tension from Bree? I mean, she was like 8 months pregnant, but she was really, you could tell, over his antics, right?
Well, their house is a pigsty, and
Yeah.
she's pregnant and hormonal. They already have a kid running around.
Yeah.
Like, I would be stressed out of my mind too. I don't blame her.
And she's
like,
about
clean
to
up your
have
act.
a baby.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
gonna be like, she doesn't want to have to deal with any of this.
No.
Yeah.
She has to focus on pushing a human out of her body.
Yep.
I think it's also just setting in the realization that she now will have 3 kids to take care of because poor Tony is just not pulling his weight, which sucks because we're literally 8 days out from this baby when we meet these heroes.
Yeah, and the best way to de-stress is get Fab. And that's when the Fab Five come in. They surprise Tony at the doctor's office, and they're getting really creative with how they're doing this.
I love that they're going undercover so much this
Right?
season. I want that action spy movie.
I know, and so Antoni dresses up as like the doctor, I guess the OBGYN or something. 'Cause
I
they're
know
at
he was the doctor of your
Correct.
dreams.
He was listen, I've had that dream before, okay? Where I'm in
MD
the
McDreamy.
in the doctor's office, and a masked gentleman comes in as Antoni. But yeah, he's in his little scrubs, and he comes in with his face covered. And was I the only one who clocked the magazines that they were holding?
I
Oh,
did.
yeah.
I clocked that.
Steph,
Very nice placement.
if you have the media that I sent, the covers of the magazines that the Fab Five were holding were the Attitude covers that Tan and Antoni were on. That's Antoni's. Of course, direct to camera, showing the biceps, hardly wearing anything, which is just the way I like it. And there's Tan's, a little smaller. But he's giving a different vibe.
So cute.
He's
So
so
proper.
cute, so stylish.
Yeah.
And his hair is looking amazing. But those are the magazines that they were holding, which, I clocked that.
So cute.
But that was really cute. So they introduce themselves to Tony, and then they go in to look at the ultrasound of their daughter, Rowan. And it's cute.
I just love Tan in this moment too for keeping it 100% real and being like, I can't see if that's like the head, the legs, the tail. Who knows? Like
The
it was
tail.
so funny. To me.
I
so
relate to him
funny.
so much because I agree. I can't see anything.
Same.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful, but like honestly,
It's a space monkey.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
on
It
point.
doesn't look
Yeah.
like
on point.
anything. I'm not like, oh my god, look how beautiful this baby is. I just see black shapes.
Yeah, I mean, the heartbeat's there. Like, cool, doc. That's all I need to know.
I know, let me get this jelly off my belly. And then the Fab Five go to the house where the actual work begins, though we start off in the kitchen. Oh, the kitchen. The kitchen is in such a state.
It is a series of unfortunate events.
It really is. A sixth member of the Fab Five has entered, and her name is E. coli.
I love when JVN was like, this is just a scene for neurovirus. Like, I don't even know what's in this kitchen. Karamo holds up the plate and the spoon doesn't fall off.
No.
Like, it's just...
Elizabeth Jean Coli has visited the house, and it lives in that kitchen. It's such a mess. Some dishes I don't think had been washed for over a week. There's like cheese on them.
That is like my nightmare as someone who is very much OCD with how he runs his house.
Yeah.
I cannot have a messy kitchen and a messy bathroom.
No.
Those are like my two.
Yeah.
I think they made such a great point too in that first scene because I think they found like a to-do list of chores on top of the pile of dishes, and Tan was like, "Hey, that's kind of shady for you to be asking this girl to do chores when you're clearly not setting the best example." I mean, mic drop on the whole episode right there.
The to-do list was so old, it was like, organize the DVDs, like, prepare for
Terrible.
Y2K. Like, such old items on this list. But the one person who clocked Tony on how messy his house was Bobby. Bobby was like, your house is in a state. Bree should not be responsible for this because she's pregnant. She can't be bending over. And also, you're not setting a good example for your stepdaughter and your future daughter.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's feeding into your already existing anxiety. And I love what Bobby said. He's like, listen, we're all human. He's like, a few dishes here and there. Or like, we've all had those nights where you go home, you cook something, you're like, I just can't deal with it tonight. I'll wash it in the morning or wash it the
Yeah.
next day. Fine. But he's like, you can't have your entire life be that way because then it's overwhelming. It just piles on and piles on. And it represents everything else in your life. So I appreciate Bobby being realistic, but also having a firm stance.
Yeah. And later in the episode, like 5 minutes later, they find all those water bottles in the room. Yeah. And then they're like, why don't you use a glass? Well, we see what happens when he uses glass. They don't get washed. So I'm thinking well, maybe they need to use paper plates, but then there's a fly. Did anyone see that?
I saw it. It's gone.
Okay, it's gone.
Oh my God.
Sorry,
You're
it was
safe.
the Queer Eye producers clocking me for shading the show. No, but I was like, well, maybe they can use paper plates, but then is it going to be like an overflow of trash? So really, it is just like an issue of keeping things clean and neat.
It's about like breaking that habit too, doesn't it? Isn't there that saying that it takes like 21 days
Oh,
or
yeah.
27 days to form a new habit? They literally need to take the dish from the table to the sink and put it away 21 times and
Force
get it right.
yourself to do it.
Exactly.
Break out of those nasty habits.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And Karamo goes fully metaphorical. He's like, these dishes are a symbol of all of, what does he say? Of everything piling up in his mind that he's scared to tackle. I see something in these dishes. Like, leave it to Karamo to go, like, full on, like, philosophical with this, but I like it.
But
That's his
I
job.
guy.
appreciate that because when
Yeah.
you have a clean space, it really
is.
does change your mood and sets your tone for the day. Like even when I make my bed in the morning, like it sets my direction for the morning. It's like, okay, I come back to like a tidy room and it just makes me feel accomplished, right? And so Karamo's been stretching a lot this season, so he's had to find a lot.
You're right.
But I do appreciate his effort.
He's like, oh, there's a symbol. Now I have a sound bite. Thank God.
Right?
Yeah.
No,
you know
it
what
really
kind
is
of a
true.
symbol though, like I really wanted to see with this was Karamo's music video.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
I wanted to see that come to fruition.
Uh-huh.
Because
And-
God, is it perfect.
Yes, in the drapes where he's like silhouetted in the white linen, so
The
beautiful.
producers gave us like a mini edit, a little bit of flashes
Yeah.
of light, and I was like, can
Yeah.
we get the full uncut?
Yeah.
Like,
I know, they're like, we're at the season finale and our editing budget isn't used up yet. Let's give Karamo a music video. So then Tan notices that Tony doesn't really have too many clothes. because he actually just donated a bunch of them because of the way his body has been changing over the last few months. And that actually kind of, I think, gives Tan an opportunity to, like, it's like no bad habits to break, no old clothes to get rid of. Like, the emotional baggage of, like, bad clothes, if he even had bad clothes, is already out the window. So half of Tan's job is already basically done for him. But, yeah, he notices that he doesn't have any clothes.
Well, now the other half of it is getting him comfortable in his own skin right now, because he is under the fixation in his mind that he needs to get better, needs to lose weight, or needs to make some changes before he can allow himself to feel confident. But, like, Tan's just trying to say, hey, like, you look good the way you are right now. What's wrong with being okay with this body type and what you have right now, regardless of the trauma that you endured?
He's a little thicker, but he has a nice body to dress. Tan says your body's not hard to dress. He carries his weight evenly, right? Which I carry all my weight in my butt and in my brain.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, so then Jonathan talks to Tony, and whenever Jonathan is looking at Tony in the bathroom, I'm realizing that they're serving the same kind of look. Like the bun and the beard and the dark eyes. It's like looking in the mirror. You can see Jonathan like doing this kind of thing. Right? Was that the only one?
No, I saw it too.
I should have taken a screenshot because it's funny. I think Tony looks like Jonathan a little bit.
It's cute. I think Jonathan's just trying to morph all our heroes into himself in some way, like keeping a lot of the beards this season, the stashes.
Yeah.
and-
Well, it's as I told you earlier. I think he's trying to morph them all into Jon Snow because he references that later, and he's done that with like 3 people this season.
Oh, and he's a big Game of Thrones fan. He has an
he's
after show.
Gay of Thrones.
Gay of Thrones.
I get it. I get it. Jon Snow's also hot.
I
Like,
see
come
you,
on,
sponsors.
Kit Harington.
Yes, Jon Snow is hot.
But you know what's hotter, guys?
Oh,
is it that
boy.
time?
It is.
I just want to say very quickly, thank you so much, guys, for tuning into AfterBuzz TV and watching the Queer Eye panel. This is our last episode, but we love you guys, and we're going to be back in the fall or spring, whenever Queer Eye comes back. I don't know.
We'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be back soon. But I just want to say, if you are watching us on YouTube, please click that big old subscribe button. Give us some 5 stars on iTunes. Maybe comment in either or and let us know that you did so. And we'll shout you out when we get back to reviewing this beautiful, beautiful show.
Yeah.
Love that.
If there's one thing you want, it's me saying your name. You'll have nightmares, I promise.
It's like ASMR, but sexy.
Gay SMR.
Gay ASMR.
Hey.
Gay ASMR, good God.
I've hung out with Charles for too long. The puns are starting to come on to me.
I know, really. But all like for it's a good thing, right? Puns are fun. So whenever Jonathan is talking to Tony, Tony can't name one physical thing that he likes about himself. Like, I don't know how Jonathan frames the question, but he's like, what is one thing about your body that makes you feel good? And Tony like kind of draws a blank. Which, like, to be fair, if somebody asked me that question on the spot, I would pause a little bit. Like, it's just not a typical question. But still, like, I can think of one thing that I feel good about myself. So
Your butt, well, you know.
my butt, yeah, and my big old head. So Antoni then talks to Tony about the baby shower at the end of the week, right?
Yeah, that's the big goal that we're working towards.
But we have bigger news about that. We found out that Antoni is finally taken by Tony's daughter.
Oh.
Gays and women of the world, we can't do it anymore. It's over.
She called it. You're
Charles
my
is in
boyfriend.
mourning.
That's why we're
Moving
wearing
on.
black primarily. Except for me, because I
Moving-
love tan.
Yeah. Yeah, that is some news that I'll address later, Kai.
Oh my God.
So Antoni talks to Tony about the baby shower at the end of the week, and he finds out that Kai, their 6-year-old daughter, likes to bake. And so Antoni decides to make shortbread cookies, which are really easy, and it like provides an easy way for Kai to get involved because it's like easy frosting cookies, right? And sprinkles.
Can I just say, I know you're like hardcore hating Kai right now, but I'm in love with this little girl.
She has such a good energy.
Her reaction to making the shortbread cookies,
I know.
I like actually laughed out
Running
loud.
in the closet and screaming.
Yes,
like,
it's so
how
cute.
amazing is that?
She's so extra. I love that Anthony's just like, oh, you're not dramatic at all. Like
Yeah.
straight up calling it out because that girl was
He's
just
lived with JVN for too long.
Yeah.
so
He
cute.
knows what
She's
extra
like,
is.
I'm immune to this. So yeah, I like that Antoni actually, he's not focusing on like preparing a nice roast or some nice hors d'oeuvres. He's creating something that Tony and his daughter can use to bond. He's doing like the food can be a bonding tool element.
Without it being dangerous.
Without it being dangerous, yeah.
It's like tangible.
Yeah, he leaves the sword in the sheath and he comes and just chooses like 1 part, or wait, what is it? 3 parts sugar, 2 parts butter, 1 part flour. 3, 2, 1, or 1, 2, 3.
It's 1, 2, 3.
Keeps it.
But I don't remember what the order is.
I know it was
Neither do I.
three flour. That's all I remember.
Clearly, I'm not baking
1
with
sugar,
any of
2
you.
butter, 3 flour,
Yes.
probably. So yeah,
Sounds
keeps
good.
it simple for Kai, and I really like that. And yeah, and then it's revealed that at the baby shower, little Kai asks if there's going to be boys there, and it's just like a really cute moment. And Tony is like, "Oh yes, there's going to be boys there," and Antoni's like, "Oh my God, he has a she has a boyfriend," and yeah, I just thought it was like a really cute moment.
But Kai was quick to say, "I don't have a boyfriend. I just have friends that are boys," and I love that. I'm like, "You work, honey.
She knows the
keep
difference.
yourself open, independent." It was great.
But she also recognized the catch right in front of her in Antoni.
Yeah.
Yes, and yeah, she's like, "Antoni, you're my boyfriend," and so I just have one thing to say to you, Kai.
She's a child, Charles. She's an
I'm
innocent.
just kidding. Oh my gosh, I'm kidding.
No, you're not.
Kai's.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding.
No,
No, I'm not competing with a 6-year-old. There's no competition. So then it was a really cute moment. I loved that. I love Antoni's segments, especially when it involves baking.
Antoni also found like a really clever way to show Tony that he already kind of knew how to be a dad.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Just kind of reinforcing that a little bit.
Well, it's
Yeah.
one of those things that you don't realize until you start doing it. I say having had no children, but several pets.
Yeah.
So,
Which are children.
yeah,
For a pet
babies.
parent.
a little bit
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I'd let a baby out in my yard to just wander for a while.
Why not?
Not in
No, but to
California.
Christine's point, I completely agree. This whole episode is about Tony coming into his own as a father, quenching his fears that he won't be good enough or be able to do it. And I love that in each of their own ways, the Fab Five are reinforcing this idea of like, no, you're already taking care of Kai. And like,
Yeah.
you're
Like,
ready,
you're ready.
being a great dad. You're ready. And no one's really ready, exactly like you were saying. No one's really ready until it happens. And you just got to like trust in yourself and believe in yourself. So I love that that was Antoni's piece of the larger puzzle of giving
Yeah.
Tony the confidence.
It was a good moment. So then Karamo sits down to talk to Tony about stress because there's a lot of stress in Tony's life and there's about to be even more stress. So he just needs to learn to ask for help and manage this stress. And he talks about the job loss, the totaling of the car, and he just has nobody to talk about these things to. And let's see, Tony tells the Fab Five he wants to show Bree he can be the father that Rowan deserves and he wants a clean slate, which is nice.
I also, in this moment, thought that Karamo was going to take Tony to, like, a dad's circle or something. Like, a group of, like, I don't know, just, like, a dad hangout to figure
Or like
that out.
first-time dads.
First-time dads or something, because he was like, you don't have anyone to talk to. But I will say I love that he instead showed him some real, like, baby 101 tips that you need to know. Like, for real. Like,
Yeah.
changing the diaper, the swaddling, all that. That's the confidence he really needed.
Yeah, but before that, actually, Bobby took him shopping.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, to get like to the container store to get containers.
Which is my pornography.
Oh
I
my god!
love the
Can we talk about the freaking container store?
Amazing.
Amazing, and the trash can that says "open can" and it opens the can. That's the technology is unreal.
Did that blow your mind, Charles?
It blew my mind. I ordered 3 and 1 in every color.
Oh, you mean one for each of us?
one for each of y'all.
Thank you.
So
Y'all,
sweet.
y'all can handle. Yes, y'all can handle the trash.
See how I did that?
I
Just
see it. Oh.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I also love that Bobby went a little bit more into his struggle with depression
Yeah.
in the
Yes.
episode. I thought that was super important and super timely since Tony has also struggled with his own depression over the years. And it shows with their household and holding on to things and not cleaning and being overwhelmed and being too stressed. But also hearing Bobby's story, that gives hope to so many people. And you have to think of how many people experience depressive episodes, whether that's like a continuous thing or just every now and then. So I thought that was a really special moment for the episode.
Yeah. And what a time to have it, aisle 3 of the container store, right?
I know,
It
right?
can bonding can happen anywhere.
also to your point, that conversation is even more timely, again, bringing it back to his wife, because she's about to have a kid. And as you guys may or may not know, a lot of women struggle with postpartum depression,
Yeah.
which can make you feel like you don't want to get up out of bed each day and hold your baby, or the opposite. It really does mess with your head. So having a partner who can kind of get a better handle on their depression is also going to be key.
Yeah, because
they
you're going to
can't
have to
both
lean on
be-
each other in that situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
One person who has helped with like those emotional issues and depression a lot is Karamo, and that like leads perfectly into his segment with Karamo in the gym, which is what you were referencing a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
I thought that this was like, okay, you said Karamo's had to stretch a little bit throughout the season, The ab segment was a little strange, but then the baby segment was amazing. I loved it. So the ab segment was when they were holding the ball, and they're like, tell me something. What did you say?
It was to
You
simulate
need-
like
Ask for help.
body
Yeah.
pains, like pregnancy pains. I don't know.
For sure. And I get it because it's
blood
like
pumping? Oh.
when you're not thinking about it, like just
Talking,
say
working
something
out.
you need. Like don't even think about it. Just say something you need. It's just getting in the habit of doing that. Rocking back and forth helps. Can you hear my chair squeaking? So annoying.
That's just Charles.
Everyone
That's
on
not his
iTunes
chair.
can hear it.
I know, that's my spine. That's my 100-year-old spine. So then Karamo does this like baby training session, like baby boot camp.
It was
That's what he
cute.
says. I thought this was really
When
cute.
he said baby boot camp, I thought he meant like Tony was the baby and Karamo was giving him boot camp. So I was not expecting.
Yeah, like a
the
literal baby.
No, I just thought Karamo was like, okay, it's baby boot camp, meaning like you're just getting back to working out, so we're just gonna make it baby. Like you're not ready yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I
and
see.
then the babies came out, and I was like, oh, okay,
Oh, I
Karamo, I see
get
what you
it.
did there.
That's
cute.
funny. And also, this baby boot camp was informative too. Like she actually helped. It wasn't like, get the baby and carry it across the gym and then put it down. It was
Right.
like, okay, swaddle the baby.
Right? Like real-
how to change
real
a,
tips.
How to change a diaper.
Yeah, the gym was just a setting.
Yeah. Don't take a real baby in the gym because they're full of germs.
And possibly dangerous.
Yeah, and possibly dangerous. I haven't set foot in a gym in years. Actually, we were just talking about. Don't we kind of okay? If you're watching on the stream, don't we kind of look like a track team? All of us.
We kind
We're
of
in like
do.
athletic gear,
Except for me.
except for Brandon.
I'm like
'Cause the ascot is
I'm the
not-
very obviously gay kid at school. I'm just having my moment.
Oh my god.
Living your light, honey.
Yes.
I'm like, coach, meet me after practice.
Oh, wow.
Or before, whenever works.
Or during.
During
You know what?
practice.
Why not just give everybody a show?
Another moment that I thought was really special, in addition to your moment with the track coach, was Bobby and Tony building the crib.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Daddy tings, right?
Daddy tank.
We talk about Karamo
Thanks.
stretching, and we always kind of like low key make fun of Bobby for like
Yeah.
only coming in for the design.
Bobby had something.
He has stepped it up consistently this entire season, and I really appreciate him coming forward and getting out of the design bubble. And even though the crib was part of design, it was about more, and he was able to talk more about the depression and his struggle with anxiety. And I just appreciate Bobby stepping into a larger role in the entire series, not just this episode.
Yeah.
And building a crib is it's like one of those stereotypical bonding moments, I feel, like that parents do. So I thought that was pretty cool to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Step
And
it
every
up.
time
Mommy
you
made her in
yeah.
the belly, and I made your crib for you.
Yeah.
Check it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mommy makes your before the world resting place, and I make your during the world resting place. Whatever.
Sounds a little weird, but okay.
A little bit of a stretch
A
there.
little bit
Jeez.
morbid in a light. I don't know.
No, it's like the mommy is like coddling him for the
Oh,
first 9
oh,
months.
Yeah.
I connected to a very dark thing.
Oh
also.
no, and the daddy is like.
Step into the light, honey.
I
Step into
know.
the light.
I
know.
Come back
I
to
get where
us.
you're going with
Okay,
that.
good.
I get it.
That took us to the left, y'all. I think it's all the black on this panel.
the
Like we're all
left,
wearing
to the
such
left.
black, like mourning the loss. So
Of Queer
then
Eye.
the loss of Queer Eye, and then Tan takes Tony shopping, which is always like one of my most favorite segments. And they go and okay, the best line of the episode is when Tony says, "The last time I got rid of a pair of jeans was because they were contaminated by asbestos."
Oh God.
What does that even mean?
It was like the stupidest line. I loved it. I was like, that's
I was so
He's so
concerned.
nerdy.
I'm
I know.
like,
He's like,
what's going on in that house?
That's,
Like,
It's not okay.
I know, like asbestos. Come on, you got bigger problems than that.
Yeah.
But also weird, like throwing away one pair of jeans because they have asbestos. But he probably threw away more.
Honey,
I
I
was
got
gonna
like
say he probably had to
I'm
throw
just-
away everything in that closet.
I don't
with
think he
it.
actually,
Get the hell
it
outta here.
actually had asbestos. I think he was being dramatic and
Really?
trying to be nerdy and funny.
I don't
right?
know. Why would
right,
you?
guys?
That's a pretty bad joke.
I
I
thought
don't
that
know.
was
I was on the
funny.
fence with that one.
I would be like, I'm moving. This house is dead to me.
Yeah.
It's just so
apparently.
believable because we've seen the kitchen already.
I know.
Right.
I don't
You know?
think his house has asbestos.
Yeah.
So dramatic.
He did throw them away though. So then, Tan sits Tony down to discuss something. Very serious, and it is the flip-flops that are on Tony's feet. And then you know what Tony does? He does the shadiest thing I've ever seen anybody do. He tried to put the flip-flops on the Californians. Don't put that on us, sis. That is not our territory.
No.
Sneakers.
Look at these feet, Henny. Okay, these feet are not wearing flip-flops. Let me show you my toes.
I cannot.
Trainers?
Yeah.
We really are a track team, guys.
Or if you're like, if you want comfort, get you slip-ons.
Oh my
We
god.
don't wear flip-flops here.
Okay,
You want to be
fine.
glam?
Keep
Oh,
it fabulous. always.
Yes!
Do y'all see that shoe? Oh my god.
That is an open-toed miracle, okay?
Anna, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Listen, Tony, we clocked that shade, and don't blame California for those feet, because we're not going to have it.
Yeah, if
but-
you live here, maybe it would slide.
Yeah.
But
if you lived
don't.
in Venice, maybe.
Maybe
at the
in
very
Venice.
least.
Oh
Yeah,
my
like
god,
af-
y'all wear flip-flops. I know
After
you
the
do.
beach, I do wear flip-flops.
Can we leave it in the comments, guys? Let's have like a little poll over who thinks
Yeah.
flip-flops are okay and who thinks
But
they
like
are
for day
not.
to day.
Day-
Okay, I have a question for you guys
Like-
then.
Flip-flops and jeans? No.
Between flip-flops and cargo shorts, which one is worse? Which one is the mortal offense?
Cargo
Cargo shorts.
Cargo shorts.
Yeah,
hands
good.
down.
We're all in
Shorts.
agreement
Boom.
then.
However, I do
Yeah.
have a fabulous pair of cargo pants, though.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll
what
show-
color?
They're like dark brown.
Okay, that's all
Yeah,
right.
they're not like camo or anything, but they're pretty cool actually. What were we talking about?
Tony's his flip-flops,
flip-flops.
asbestos pants.
So then Tan goes into the real work, which is picking out the beautiful clothes that he always has access to for Tony, and I think he wants to make him like kind of a cool dad, right? He wants it to be sophisticated. And then he puts him in these fabulous boots, these amazing jeans. Yeah. And did y'all see the sweater?
I
I
can't
didn't-
tell if you're like ill or like what.
I did not
Listen.
like the sweater
I don't either.
at all.
Oh.
I get where he was going. He was
I
going with
know.
like cute, comfy dad, cuddling the baby.
But
need to
not when he looks like a grandpa.
be. He looked a little like a grandpa.
He looked like a 1970s creepy librarian. And I wanted to infect
Yeah.
that sweater with asbestos.
Oh.
It just didn't fit his personality
Yeah.
at the very least.
yeah,
like,
more of a t-shirt or something
Yeah,
probably would have been
you're
more
right.
appropriate.
You're right.
I
But
can understand elevating him, but yeah, like I would have expected maybe just a nicer graphic tee.
To
or
be
just
honest, neither of the outfits Tan put him in, I felt respected his presence.
I
or
like the
his
second
portrait.
one. I
You did?
like
From
the
the-
sport coat with the white.
yeah, that was nice. Like what he wore to the shower.
What I will say,
cute.
we see it at the end of the episode, but I almost wish that the fashion segment was after his makeover segment, because a lot of what Tan put him in this episode just didn't work well with like the beard and the scraggly hair. And if he looked a little bit more clean, maybe he could have pulled off something like that kind of neutral beigey sweater.
I also think it's the color scheme. I don't think beige is the. I think it takes a very specific type of person to pull off beige.
Thank you. Oh, you weren't talking about me.
Yeah. Anna Kay can wear anything. She's fabulous.
She can.
No, I was.
Maybe
I
right.
thought like maybe like a light blue or a green.
Yeah,
Or,
an
Well,
olive green.
an
Yeah, well,
olive green
Tan-
would have been nice.
Tan always talks about like color palettes, and he like usually for busy people. Remember before a few episodes back with From Sloth to Slay, he was talking about, okay, let me give you a color scheme, like you were saying, Brendan. Like, let me give you blue, and you can do different tones, and these are the colors you compare it with. I think we were missing a little bit of that in this episode,
Yeah.
with Tan giving him like a plan.
Like a
so it felt
structure.
more like he was just dressing him rather than giving him the structure that he would need to be successful.
Carry him forward.
However, in my news and gossip, I do have an update on how Tony has
Oh,
progressed.
exciting.
So we will
So you're-
chat more.
To your point, Charles, though, I do agree with you that the segments should be switched. Only because I know when I go shopping, the whole visualization of like, how am I gonna slay this outfit? It usually comes when my hair and makeup are done. Every time I try on clothes without all that done, it's hard to really see yourself.
It's like I can't envision.
feeling
I don't
it.
feel my whole zhuzh with this on
Yeah.
without my face and hair done.
It comes together later, but you're right.
Yeah.
Probably would help.
So then Jonathan sweeps in and swoons, and you can already tell by this point in the episode, Jonathan has a crush on Tony. I think it's really cute. And I actually like what Jonathan is wearing in this. He's wearing like this textured yellow shirt with these distressed jeans. I was like,
I
can
thought
we
it was
get-
mesh.
Was it mesh?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know, but
It was cute.
It was really cute. I just wanted an OOTD from that. And then Jonathan takes Tony to the salon and begins the magic. And when Jonathan starts when they go close in on Tony and Jonathan starts kind of cleaning up the beard, I really started to see Tony's a really attractive guy. Those eyes.
Same. This
Yeah.
happens to me every week, you guys. Like I don't see our heroes as like having sex appeal or just appealing to me generally. Like I'm like, oh, they're good look, they're such a sweet person. It's all about personality. And then oh my gosh, yes, Jon Snow. I was
Yeah.
just like, wow, he has great structure. He's great eyes. When you take off those tiny glasses that were covering up a lot of his eyes, Tan gives him new glasses later in the episode.
And the way he did the beard, it emphasized his jawline. It made him look
Yes.
really attractive.
It was he was very attractive. I see what what Brie was attracted to in the first place.
Yeah. He was really handsome. I will say Jonathan is always really respectful about keeping the vibe of the person true and not going too drastic with their looks. With this one, I almost wanted to see really short hair. Because his face was really attractive. And also, like, he said later in the episode he kind of dealt with dandruff a little bit. Is dandruff easier or harder to manage when you have short hair? I don't know.
I don't know, but he gave him a home remedy, the apple cider vinegar.
Which I've also used,
Me
and
too.
I can attest that it does work.
Yeah. It does?
Apple cider
Apple cider
vinegar is...
And
A
dilute it
cure-all.
with water.
Oh, God, it's magic.
Yeah.
It does the trick.
It also prevents you from getting sick.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I thought a short haircut would have looked good, like a buzz. I was like full on, like buzz it and keep the beard. I also love that look, like a buzz with a beard. I think that's really attractive.
Fine.
But Jonathan finishes, and surprise, surprise, Tony looks like America's Next Top Model. He looks amazing. Jonathan always kills it. Really good job. So then Jonathan pulls up to the house with new Tony, where we get to see, I think, one of the most drastic before and afters on a home that I've ever seen. The colors on the walls are beautiful. The way he utilized the space, Bobby utilized the space, was really cool. What did y'all think about that?
I loved it. I
Yeah.
thought it was great. I love that pop of blue that he added.
Mm-hmm.
I love the really tall, like, ceiling to floor shelving that he put between, like, the couch and the kitchen to kind of section that off a little bit. Great touch. And I have to say, I thought of you, Anna Kay, right away when I saw that you painted the dark cabinets.
every week.
I said Anna Kay is gonna call this out. I know
Does
it.
he do dark cabinets every
Every
week?
week.
Really?
It's all Bobby
did-
does.
Oh my god!
Well, have
I
you
did
seen
not
his
know.
house? It's like all black and white.
Well, he's like, I painted your cabinets dark. Like, he does it every week.
Like it's a revelation.
He does it every week. But I did think it was, to Christine's point, a very successful makeover. Very functional. That was important. He expanded the island, made it bigger for a family of 3. Cooking soon to be a family of 4. The living room being divided. Everything was still baby proof, which I thought was, very smart, obviously. The colors were, I thought it was a very appropriate reveal for the hero.
He's also really good at, and they reference it in the episode, he's really good at taking an intimate space and making it like
Roomy.
multiple rooms or comfortable, practical. I think because that living room and kitchen were one room in the beginning, and then later on Bree is like, oh my god, it's like we have 2 rooms.
Yeah. Also, all new appliances.
I know.
Don't minimize that.
I
That is
know.
going to be
The
important.
refrigerator.
With the,
Yeah.
You could see inside, so you don't have to. It's energy saving. So smart.
With a new baby, you're going to be washing a lot of dishes, and maybe it'll make their dishwashing lives a little bit easier, a little more simple. But new appliances, that's a huge deal.
Yeah.
So props to them for hooking him up with that. Also, the bedrooms are all redone. Kai's room is so cute. The mermaid pillow is so nice. And their bedroom is so really, really, really nice too. And the crib is perfectly placed. One thing that I did notice in their bedroom, the paneled lighting down below.
So nice.
Why it is so smart is because when you have a new baby, you get up at 3 a.m. and you have to walk to the crib, and
That's
to have paneled lighting around the floor, so smart and considerate of Bobby, and that is something that I wanted to credit him for, that he didn't really get credit on the show. Like, that's just a smart choice
Yes.
to have paneled lighting when you have a new baby.
It was so functional.
No
Everything
stumping your
about
toe.
the reveal was functional.
Yeah, so detailed and considerate. And then Jonathan does give him that dandruff remedy. He teaches him the spray, delay, and walk away technique that we've seen. Karamo hammers home the baby care techniques, tells him to ask for help. And then Tan presents him with his new wardrobe, a foot spray, and the amazing glasses. I loved those glasses.
Me too.
That was the best finishing touch.
It really was. It was the cherry on top.
I think men are super attractive when they have glasses on.
Yeah, the right pair.
The right pair, yes.
The right pair. Especially when it's like, I didn't know you wore glasses, and then he shows up one day in these like really sexy Clark Kent glasses, and you're like, oh my god.
Like, oh my god, she's a Warby Parker girl.
Yeah. Come on, Warby Parker. So yeah, I love those glasses. Everything fell together really nicely. And then Tony walks out, and Jonathan is really going through it. He has full-on crush for this guy, and I think it's really cute. And yeah, Tony tells the Fab Five, he sits down on the couch with him, and he tells him he needs to respect his home, stay positive, and thanks them, because they did so much for this guy.
Yeah, and a major thing that he talks about is being able to ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about that with Karamo, but then we really see him just say, okay, like it's time for me to step up as a man, as a husband, as a father, and I will get overwhelmed. And there are times where I do need to ask for help. And he reiterates that later on when he's at the shower.
And honestly, that's a
powerful.
virtue. It's such a virtue to ask for help sometimes.
Absolutely. So then the Fab Five go back to the loft to witness Tony after his transformation. And guess what? A Queer Eye first. We have a hero going rogue. We have a hero.
I lost my mind.
Me too.
What were
rogue.
you thinking?
He went rogue. He shaved off his beard.
Against the grain,
Against the-
bleeding,
Yeah.
horrible. He looked
was
like
a
it was
horror
not
movie.
good. It was not good.
Well, listen,
uncomfortable.
He looked okay after.
Yeah.
the
But
thing
just
that-
okay,
Ooh, I
not-
just spit across the table. That didn't look good. But yeah, Jonathan was saying like if he wanted to shave, totally open to that. But I would
Yeah.
have showed him and helped him and prepared him to have like a smooth, clean, soft,
How to
supple shave.
how to maintain decent skin care and how to not bleed and
Yeah. He was fully taking like that sword that we saw from earlier in the episode. He was just like
But
cutting.
also, it changes your hairstyle too. If you're gonna be
You have
clean
to think
shaven,
about the whole thing as a package.
yeah, it's not compartmentalized at all.
You know what he reminded me of a little bit, you know? And now this is not shade at all.
It's probably gonna
It's
be
probably gonna
like
be
shade.
shade.
I know whenever I
It
say
sounds
that,
like
it's gonna be
shade.
You know in Shrek when he's turned into the beautiful, handsome, prince?
Definitely shade.
Beautiful, handsome. Remember in Shrek 2? When he's
Charles, sweetie, let's move on.
Move on, honey. Move on, honey. The shade
No,
is
that wasn't
real.
shade.
Are you using a
Because-
coaster as a fan?
Yeah, because I need something. Oh my god. That was not shade because Shrek has turned into this beautiful, handsome, beautiful prince and ladies are fawning over him, right? I knew when I said Shrek it was going to be shade. But he reminded me
They're
a
all
little
animated.
bit of that. Animated too, yeah.
I just love the Fab Five watching this happen because he's taking the cream, putting it on. They're all like, "What's happening?" Little
Yeah.
Brulee's there. They're like, "What's happening?" And then they see him take the razor, just hacking away, and
Yeah.
they all go, "It's a collective gasp." And I just thought, what a funny moment in the show.
Plot twist.
And if the gasp couldn't get any deeper, it did when he pulled out the engagement
Oh,
ring
yes,
from the
hello.
drawer. I gasped. I gagged on my couch. I was
I thought they
shook.
were already married. I must have missed that part.
Yeah.
So it was shocking to me.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
though.
It's so sweet.
Great timing too. Can't forget it.
Yeah. And then they go to this baby shower, and this baby shower is
Lit.
luxe. They open these beautiful farm doors to confetti flying everywhere. They have like a full grass wall. Isn't this amazing?
They got that Netflix money.
They do have the Netflix movie.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? Don't direct deposit us. Just put it toward our baby shower.
I bet the baby shower before Queer Eye was like a basement in a church. And then they were like, oh, we're going to be on Queer Eye.
I know.
Confetti cannons.
Confetti
Gays
cannon.
everywhere. Cupcakes.
Ice
Unicorns.
sculpture, dancers, go-go boys, like
Yeah.
all of it.
There were so many cocktail tables. There was a bar. There
Uh-huh.
was just like a lot. I was like, it looked like a wedding reception, TBH. I was
Okay, yeah.
like, what?
Seriously. And you know, now that I think about it, whenever Tony goes up and makes his speech, it's really dramatic, really, really heartfelt and beautiful. And then he gets down on one knee in front of the whole crowd and proposes to Brie in the sweetest way. So now, and everybody, the crowd goes wild. Obviously, this is like the perfect thing to happen. I love that moment. But I'm thinking maybe this is like he wanted it to double as like an engagement party, like celebrating the engagement as well.
Well, they did mention they had over 100 people there.
Yeah.
So maybe this was premeditated.
Maybe, yeah.
He was like,
I'm throwing a big
I'm
party.
going to go all
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, and maybe he like cued production in on the fact that he was going to propose, and he was like, "Hey, I'll lay this surprise on y'all, and I'll allow y'all to air my proposal if you help me out with this party."
Yeah.
Smart.
So maybe.
Also,
he
can I
did
just
that.
say, Brie looked gorgeous.
Oh my God! I've
Yes.
never seen such a beautiful pregnant
And for
woman.
someone who legit was about to have a baby, like most women are in bed rest by then, and I saw her in her cute little flats, like her feet looked great, like no swelling. Like I was like, wow, what a beautiful pregnant being. Like she just
Like, her
radiated
hair was
everything.
vibrant.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And they, the Fab Five note that they're like, "Man, she has that pregnancy glow. I want to be pregnant." Remember?
yeah.
So then the Fab Five toasts the new zaddy, and we are told that Rowan Rhea Blanco was born August 24th, 2018. And then the Fab Five did the sweetest thing. They each sent a message to Rowan, which is really cute, I thought. So that wraps up the final episode. Y'all, where do we go from here?
I don't know.
Where do we go from queer?
I'm gonna go on a gaycation,
Gaycation?
and I'll queer you later.
Yeah. Yes, queer you later, exactly. So we all know that season 3 is ending, but one thing about season 3 ending, it guarantees that season 4 will be beginning.
I think we actually have news about season 4 and 5 coming up.
I think we do.
Yeah.
So who wanted to take this? I mean, I have the article up. Do you want me to head?
Yes,
Hit
baby.
it, baby.
Girl, this article is up and I'm ready to read. If I only knew how. No, I know how to read. So, is Queer Eye Season 4 coming to the East Coast? This fan photo says yes. So, a person on Twitter, somebody on Twitter, or actually on Pinterest, shared a casting flyer that said, "Hello, Philadelphia. Queer Eye is coming to a neighborhood near you. To nominate someone you know, email qecasting@itv.com with the nominee name, photos, and story." So, the Queer Eye Fab Five might be heading to Philly.
You guys, I might have called it a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Did.
Do I win
Predictions.
something? Any money?
Maybe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah,
think
so-
this is amazing. Bringing it to the East Coast.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I would love to see them in a more cosmopolitan area.
Yeah.
Because up to this point, we've seen more of the South, more of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I want to see how they-
Urban.
Yes, I want to see Bobby take on like an apartment, a smaller space.
Yes.
Different, like,
Hello,
Just-
Christine. Weren't you on the production team?
you know what? Netflix.
Come on now.
A girl is looking.
She probably is, and
Yeah,
she's
it probably
just
is.
hiding
Exactly.
in plain sight.
Hiding in plain
He's an
sight.
NDA signed.
I know.
I wish.
That would be a really good idea.
Yeah, I mean,
Season 4 urban type of glam.
Well, think
like-
about the access, right? New clothes, new heroes, new challenges, like small spaces, like you were saying. I think
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Also, trends change so fast in urban, like on the East Coast and on the West Coast, and like more populated areas. So I would love to see Bobby's design shift. How all of the other parts of the show, the fashion, the hairstyles, everything shifts to a more monthly, cityscape monthly trend, whatever is hot at the moment.
yeah. I'm even thinking of something like Antoni dealing with someone who only eats off of like meal delivery kits. Is that healthy long term? You know what I mean? Like your lifestyle's so different when you're living in a city.
Yeah.
Like that's something that I used to do at a point. So it's interesting to see how they can elevate from that point.
Isn't that how they kind of did it in the original Queer Eye for the straight guy? Wasn't it like more city?
It was,
type
based
of
in New
vibe?
York, yeah.
Based in New York, so maybe like we'll see some vintage stuff. We're all positing. I mean, we don't know. Okay, so now that season 3 is ending, we were talking about how can we button this up? How can we make a nice little
Yes.
look back on definitely top 3 favorite seasons of Queer Eye, absolutely guaranteed.
Before that, though, let's
So-
just wrap up the news and gossip.
Oh,
I've
yeah, you
got
had
a
more
few
news,
extra
girl?
things for you guys, for
Share
our
it.
super fans out there. You guys know I love finding out where our heroes are now, and I'm happy to report that Tony and baby Rowan are doing great. Tony, this was right before, right when she was born, and then we have another photo here where we see Jon Snow is back. He
Oh,
let the beard grow
stop.
in a
Very
lot
nice.
better. Look how adorable she is.
Oh my God.
So cute. He told our buds at Refinery 29 that, it's okay to feel overwhelmed. Everyone does from time to time. I know now I have a great support system that will always help me, and all I need to do is ask. So really sweet that he's taking into account what he learned from Bobby and the others about anxiety and depression. Moving on to JVN, one of our favorite queers on the show. He was with one of our old heroes, Jessica Gilbo, and they were at the GLAAD Awards red carpet. I love this because Jonathan actually did Jessica's hair for this and did his own styling, and he walked with her the entire night. You know that she was dealing with a lot of issues with her sexuality and coming out to her family, especially in her area, and how amazing to see her shine at the GLAAD Awards less than a year after being on the show.
That must
She's
have
looking
completely
wonderful.
Fantastic.
rocked her world.
Moving
Yeah.
on to one of our other favorite queers, Mr. Tan France has a book out, you guys.
Oh.
For all of the people out there who love to read and just can't get enough of Queer Eye, have no fear. You can get more of it. His book is on pre-order right now. You guys can go to his Instagram at Tan France for that.
It's called
And
Naturally Tan.
It's called Naturally Tan, and it is on sale everywhere June 4th. So run to the bookstore to grab that.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Anna
so
Kate.
welcome.
You always serve the scalding hot tea.
I love it, man.
I love it
It's
too.
great.
Thank you so much for all that info. So yeah, we wanted to look back, and I think it'd be a good idea. Actually, Anna, you thought it would be a good idea, and we all agreed with you. that we need to pick our favorite hero from the season.
We gotta honor season 3 in some way, right?
We have to. So do you want to kick things off with your favorite from season 3?
Yes, I'll give you guys a shimmy. I hurt my boobs, but it's okay. I'm torn between our episode 1, Jodie from Hunter to Huntee, because I just thought her transformation was fabulous, and she was one of our first female heroes, and the way her husband adored her and looked at her, I thought was just everything. But I think my top episode has to go to Elrod and Sons. The way that he adored his wife and just wanted to honor her legacy with these children, the moving to the new home, the transformation, it just embodies to me what Queer Eye is all about, making someone just live their best life. And just showing someone that what they have, wherever you are in life, it's okay. Let's just elevate you and help you live in a way that makes you proud.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, me? God, I have to pick Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage.
Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage.
Hey.
I think we're in agreement on that one.
Oh, really?
We
Oh my
are.
God. Well, I don't know about you, but like that episode, it hits home every time. And no matter what my day is like, if I'm watching the scene where she gets her new teeth, I cry.
Absolutely. That is a tearjerker. We were joking off air that you and I are each of the Jones sisters
Yeah.
because it was our favorite episode. But for the same reason, that big reveal is everything. Like, that will make a grown man cry automatically. And I just think it's beautiful to see how their story, it just grew so many legs afterwards. I mean, they have their own sauce that's out. To see the fan reaction and support of people buying it and posting selfies with their Jones barbecue, which I just ordered, and it'll be here.
Hey,
So
that's
excited.
awesome.
The timing was off. I couldn't bring it tonight, but
Guys, we should have done shots. Maybe next
of
season.
the
Yes.
barbecue
Of the
sauce. I love your style. Are you kidding? Yes. So I agree. That's my
Okay.
favorite moment too.
Yeah. My favorite moment has to be Black Girl Magic.
Yes,
episode.
honey.
Yes. Jess Gilbo. That was the one episode I fully cried. And she was the first lesbian of the entire franchise, which was cool too. But just her story and her trajectory, her growth in that episode really hit home. And I think it hit home with a lot of people. And she's doing great. I mean, she's at the GLAAD Awards, so she's killing it.
There were
She's
quite a
her
few
platform.
stories this year that really took off, like the Jones Barbecue and
Jess.
and Jess. Yeah, I feel like I heard more about these people before I even watched the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And as a whole, I think this season we always talk about Karamo elevating his way and his way of helping people. I think every one of the Fab Five members elevated themselves this season, and I thought production was better, the stories were better. Like all things just keep getting better. I didn't even know I was gonna do that, but I
Oh,
really do
yes.
think this show has just gotten better and better, and season 3 was just the best yet, and I can't wait for season 4, and I can't wait to be with you guys again.
I can't wait to be with y'all either. I mean, season 3 is ending, but we will definitely be back for season 4. Thank you so much for watching. And in the meantime, maybe you can go back and listen to season 1 and 2 of Queer Eye, or just re-listen to season 3, or rewatch. They're all on Netflix, right? But for now, I am Charles Conoly, closing my laptop. You can find me at Charles Conoly on Instagram, on Twitter, and if you want to add me on Facebook, go for it, girl.
And you guys can find me on Instagram at Christine I Alexis and on Twitter at Christine Being with 3 E's. And hey, I'm not going to be off the air. I'll be back on The Bachelorette After Show starting next Monday at 7 o'clock here on AfterBuzz TV. So check me out there.
And sadly, guys, this is my last after show for the moment. But you can find me, Brendan Haley, on Instagram, and me, Brendan Haley. That was not what I was going to do. My handle is Brendan Haley on Instagram, Brendo Hales on Twitter, and yeah, let's party,
We're gonna
guys.
miss you, baby.
I know.
I'm Anna K. Thomas. You guys can find me on all social media at Anna K. Thomas, but Instagram is my favorite. You can also catch me here on AfterBuzz for Game of Thrones every Sunday.
Woo!
So for now, thank you for watching season 3 of Queer Eye. We'll see you for season 4.
Queer you later.
Bye.
Mwah.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.